to our counterpoint session for the LMS. We hope, glad that you joined us this afternoon. Enjoy the food. If you don't have a survey, make sure that you see me to get a survey. And we are welcoming our 4 panelists. I'll let them introduce themselves really quickly and what LMS platform they have been evaluating this semester.
My name is, can you hear me? My name is Steve Spiegelmeyer. I've been teaching 3 classes, 1 astronomy class and 2 physics classes with Sakai this semester.
Hello, I'm Colleen Sheehy. I'm in the Teacher Ed department, and I have been teaching 6 sections of my classes with Blackboard 9, and I meet them face-to-face weekly, but I use Blackboard 9 to support that.
Can we cheer now?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Colleen, that was for Blackboard, not for you.
My name is Fred May, and I'm from the School of Nursing, and I've been teaching an all-online course on philosophy of nursing education in the Haiku system.
I'm Amy Shaker, and I've been teaching 2 French classes on the Moodle system, 1 upper division class and 1 lower division class.
Great. So they are an example of some of the faculty members that have been using the LMS platforms that are under evaluation for this semester. So the format will be, we'll just ask the question, and then we'll allow the panelists then to expand on that question. So the first question, as you can see, in what ways have you been using your LMS to supplement your teaching? Or in other words, what components of the LMS have you used during the testing?
I guess I'll start. So for my French 201 class, this is the class that I've been using Moodle, I think, the most to the best advantage, I guess. The biggest thing I'm doing in that class is I'm using wikis to do collaborative learning tools. We're making a collaborative study guide on a novel we're reading in that class. But I've also done some online quizzes for them that I use more as homework assignments that they get feedback from instantly. Also, I'm posting notes and exercises from class, and then we're doing online submission of assignments, and then there's also a glossary that they're building. So far we have about 3,000 words in our book, in our glossary that we're using, so that's how I've been using it.
I've been using Haiku. It's an all-online course, again, so discussions. I've got a great book. I use the great book. I use messages within Haiku, back and forth to the students. Dropbox for assignments, discussions, I think I said. Just adding content, so all the content is up there too, along with videos.
So as I mentioned, I meet with my students weekly at a face-to-face format, and I use Blackboard 9 as a place to house all the documents for my course, and as well as using the assignment feature. I have students turn in their assignments through Blackboard 9. I've been using the Grade Center exclusively. It's the only grade book that I'm using. And through that I'm using all of those features to give feedback to students and so forth. And what else? Oh, and I'm also I've started in the last 6 weeks promoting the dashboard and having students use the dashboard as a place to go to look for information, what's new, what's been updated, and so forth.
I'm using Sakai for the same, pretty much exactly the same thing as I used Blackboard for before. That is communicating with students. So I send email, allowing them to track documents. We do a lot of, in the physics courses, we do a lot of programming. So we have starter programs that they can use to begin their assignments, and also solutions to homework, solutions to exams, practice exams, that kind of thing. And then, let's see, and the gradebook. So I guess those are the main things. So a couple of nice things about Sakai with regards to those are that you can email the class using your traditional email program. You don't have to go to a web page to email the class. There's an email address for the class, and you just email to that address, and it sends it to everybody in the class. And the files, you can mount them as a share on your desktop computer and just drag files into the share, which is extremely handy for uploading documents. So.
And for our next question, from a purely instructional perspective, what do you see as the top 3 features of the LMS you have been testing?
Well, I think I just said the top 3 features were. From my perspective, it's sharing documents, sharing grades, assessments, and not like tests and quizzes. I don't really do much of that myself. I know other people do, and Sakai does support that. It's just that I don't use it. And then the email. I think I like the immediate connection that you get with email.
The first thing that I think has been most beneficial using Blackboard 9, and the majority of the students that I teach are freshmen. So I think the use of the dashboard has been pivotal for students who are learning what college is all about in the first place and trying to get themselves organized to be successful. The dashboard is basically the first page that they see, and what they see are announcements from me, much like what we have in Blackboard 7. But they're also what's new. So if I revise something, it shows up that there's something new, and it could just be something as simple as a typo, but it still shows up for students. Anything that needs attention will show up on my dashboard that I have. Basically, it shows me what I have to grade because all the assignments are sitting there. But there's also calendar features, and it shows students what is due next, just a nice organizational feature for students, and especially new students to college. I think that's been really important to help them stay organized. The second thing in Blackboard 9 that has been a great feature is the use of the grade book. It's called the Grade Center, and it works. It's a lot different than what we're familiar with in 7. It works much more like an Excel spreadsheet. So you can enter grades like one cell at a time if you need to, or change something in just one cell. There's an early warning system. So for instance, if something is due on Friday and Thursday, it's due Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning, and Thursday at midnight hasn't been submitted, that I could set it up so students could get an email, friendly reminder from me, hello, this is due. The grades can show not only as a number grade, but it can show as a letter grade, and I can set that up to my grading scale that's in my course or that's within our department. A lot of customization is available within the Grade Center. The other thing that I found that was great was that I can put all the assignments for the year, for the semester up, and then it won't add those points as a total point. Because now if you add your points in, it adds everything up and it looks like the students are failing until the last grade. But it'll just start calculating once you enter grades into that column. Lastly, I have not used them, but I know that there's a great potential for Web 2.0 features. I've only scratched the surface of Blackboard 9 with what I'm doing, but I think that that's a strength, that there's a strong potential for those features like blogging and journaling and the Blackboard Scholar stuff that's out there. Thank you.
It's an early warning system for faculty. For Haiku, I think one of the biggest things is that it just looks simple. I mean, it's just, there's not a lot on the screen, so you can make it very simple looking. You don't have to clutter it up with a lot of different things. So, and it's very compatible with all the Web 2 stuff, Web 2.0 stuff that's coming out. The other thing is that there's a what's new feature in Haiku also. And also you can set it up so you can get daily email telling you what's been changed. Like if you've got a new email from the student, it says you have an inbox message. If there's new assignments that came in, it lets you know every 24 hours. And so that's really nice. The grade book is nice because with each grade I can make a little comment to the student, back to the student about that specific grade. Or I can also make a comment to myself that only comes back to me, just to kind of keep track of my thoughts on that certain students. So I think that's some of the main features there with Haiku.
I guess for me, the thing that I've been working with